to another edition of Nurse Judie's Story Time. So before I get started today, I wanted to give two shout outs to a couple of boys. First, I want to give a shout out to Kwame. Hi Kwame, I hope you're having a great weekend. And the other one is to a young man named Peter that I met during school registration over the summer. Peter, I hope you're having a great school year. So let's move forward. Today we're going to continue on with Diary of a Wimpy Kid Dog Days. So this is video 4 in the series, and let me just bring you up to date to where we are. So Greg's birthday is coming up, remember? And he didn't want a birthday party with his friends because they all played with his presents. And so I think Mom was deciding to have a family birthday party instead, but she was kind of teaching him the importance of not just tearing open that birthday card and dumping it out and grabbing the money and not acknowledging, saying thank you, which that's a lesson we all should learn, right? When someone gives you a gift, whether it's money or a regular gift, we should always say thank you and be appreciative. And when you get a birthday card from someone, you should read it, because a lot of times the words inside are really, they're just very kind. Instead of ripping that birthday card open and shaking it for the money, as Greg was doing in the past. So I think Raleigh was mad at him about not inviting him to the birthday party. What else was happening? Oh, and he was thinking about asking for one of those recliners for his birthday so he wouldn't have to do anything except get up to go to the bathroom. So that's where we left it off last week. So again, video 4 in the series, Diary of a Wimpy Kid Dog Days. I know there's only a few of you that are watching these videos. That's okay. I want to go ahead and finish the book for you guys. But you need to let me know in the comments below if you want me to continue on with the series, because I have all of the Diary of a Wimpy Kid's books. I at least have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I have 8 of them. I don't know if that's the whole series. But you got to let me know if you want to watch it. So please comment below. Please like and subscribe to my channel as well. The more subscribers I get, the more I'll do. So it's Saturday. My first day off of the week was an exhausting week. It was our first full week back to school. And it was great seeing everybody and all the kids. And Monday felt like 2 days. Literally, I woke up Tuesday morning and thought it was Wednesday. And on Thursday, it was like, oh, it needs to be Friday. And then yesterday was Friday, and we had a jeans day. We were all excited and all pumped for the weekend to go home and get refreshed and invigorated for the Monday that will be here in just a couple days. So I wanted to be sure I got some videos out for you guys today for the week. And I guess I'll be doing this every Saturday moving forward. So let's go ahead and continue with Diary of a Wimpy Kid Dog Days. I believe we were on Thursday. So let's see what's going on Thursday for Greg. Thursday. I asked Mom to take me back to Bombshell's beauty salon again today, even though I didn't really need a haircut. I just felt like catching up on all the town gossip. Annette, my hairstylist, said she heard from a lady who knows Mrs. Jefferson that me and Raleigh had a falling out. So when he goes into the beauty salon, everybody's like, hi, Greg. They're all happy to see him. So apparently Raleigh is heartbroken because I didn't invite him to my birthday party. Well, if Raleigh's upset, you wouldn't know it from looking at him. Every time I see Raleigh, he's palling around with his dad. So the way it looks to me, he's already got himself a new best friend. I just want to say, I think it stinks that Raleigh gets to go to the country club even though he still owes money on that fruit smoothie bill. Unfortunately, Raleigh's chummy relationship with his dad is starting to affect my life. Mom says the way Raleigh had his dad hang out together is neat, and that me and Dad should go fishing or play catch in the front yard or something. But the thing is, me and Dad just aren't cut out for that kind of father-son stuff. The last time Mom tried to get me and Dad to do something like that together, it ended with me having to pull him out of Rappahannock Creek. Oh, maybe when they were on the boat, Dad fell in the water. Mom won't let it go, though. She says she wants to see more affection between Dad and us boys. And that's created some really awkward moments. So Dad comes into the living room, and he walks up to the boys, and he says, Mom says I need to give you boys more hugs. Friday. Today I was watching TV, minding my own business, when I heard a knock at the front door. Sound effects, aren't they awesome? Just kidding. Mom said there was a friend there to see me, so I thought it must be Raleigh coming to apologize. But it wasn't Raleigh. It was Fregley. Hello, friend. After I recovered from my initial shock, I slammed the door shut. I started to panic because I didn't know what Fregley was doing at my front door. After a few minutes went by, I looked out the side window, and Fregley was still standing there. I knew I had to take drastic measures, so I went to the kitchen to call the cops. But Mom stopped me before I could finish dialing 911. Mom said she invited Fregley over. She said I've seemed lonely ever since I had that fight with Raleigh, and she thought she'd set up a play date with Fregley. Moms are so great, aren't they? We try. We really try. See, this is why I should never tell Mom about my personal business. This Fregley thing was a total disaster. I've heard that a vampire can't come inside your house unless you invite him in. And I'll bet it's the same kind of deal with Fregley. So Fregley, now he looks like a vampire, and he's saying, mind if I borrow some flour? And I say, sure, it's back in the kitchen. Wait a second. So now I've got two things to worry about. The muddy hand and Fregley. Remember that muddy hand that just crawled that he's scared is going to get him at night from the nightmare? Actually, it's from that scary movie he watched. And if I had to choose the one to get me first, I'd take the muddy hand in a heartbeat. And Mom is saying, why don't you go outside and play with Fregley? And I'm thinking to myself, I think Fregley might be naked. Saturday. Today was my birthday. And I guess things went more or less like I expected. The relatives started showing up around 1. I asked Mom to invite as many people as possible so I could maximize my gift potential. And I got a pretty good turnout. As people came in, they were just telling them to put the gifts on the dining room table. I like to cut to the chase on my birthday and get right to the gifts. So I told everyone to gather in the living room. I took my time with the cards, just like Mom said. It was a little painful, but I got a good haul, so it was worth it. And some of his birthday cards, a special greeting and a how do you do. For a special nephew, by golly, it's you. Happy birthday, Aunt Brenda. Wow, Aunt Brenda, this is really neat. When I saw it in the store, I knew it was just perfect. Unfortunately, as soon as I collected my checks, Mom confiscated the money to pay off Mr. Jefferson. Then I moved on to the wrapped presents. But there weren't a whole lot of those. The first gift from Mom and Dad was small and heavy, which I thought was a good sign, but I was still pretty shocked when I opened it. A Ladybug cellular phone. When I looked more closely, I found out it wasn't an ordinary cell phone. It was called a Ladybug. The phone didn't have a keypad on it or anything. It only had 2 buttons, one to call home and one for emergencies. So, it's pretty much useless. All my other gifts were clothes and other stuff I didn't really need. I was still hoping I might get that recliner. But once I realized there weren't any places Mom and Dad could be hiding a giant leather chair, I gave up looking. Then Mom told everyone it was time to get into the dining room to have some cake. Unfortunately, Uncle Joe's dog, Killer, had beaten us to it. Killer looks like he's up on the table and he's eating all the cake. Oops. I was hoping Mom would go out and get me a new cake, but she just took a knife and cut away the parts the dog didn't touch. Mom cut me a big piece, but by that point, I wasn't really in the mood for cake, especially not with Killer throwing up little birthday candles under the table. Sunday. I guess Mom must have felt bad about how my birthday went down, because today she said we could go to the mall and get a makeup gift. Mom took Manny and Roderick along for the ride, and she said they could each pick out something too, which is totally unfair, because it wasn't their birthday yesterday. We walked around the mall for a while and ended up in a pet store. I was hoping we could pool our money to buy a dog, but Roderick seemed to be interested in a different kind of pet. Mom handed each of us a $5 bill and told us we could buy whatever we wanted. But $5 doesn't exactly get you very far in a pet store. I finally settled on this really cool angelfish that's all different colors. Roderick picked out a fish too. I don't know what kind it was, but the reason Roderick chose it was because the label on the tank said the fish was aggressive. Manny spent his $5 on fish food. At first, I thought it was because he wanted to feed the fish that me and Roderick bought, but by the time we got home, Manny had eaten half the canister. Ew. Monday. This is the first time I've had my very own pet, and I'm kind of getting into it. I feed my fish 3 times a day. Pardon me. I feed my fish 3 times a day, and I keep his bowl clean. That's incredibly responsible and very important if you have a pet. I even bought a journal so I could keep track of everything my fish does during the day. I have to admit, though, I'm starting to have a little trouble filling up the pages. I asked Mom and Dad if we could buy one of those aquariums and get a ton of fish to keep my little guy company. But Dad said that aquariums cost money and maybe I could ask for one for Christmas. See, this is what stinks about being a kid. You only get 2 shots at getting stuff you want, and that's on Christmas and your birthday. And then when one of those days does come, your parents mess things up and buy you a ladybug. If I had my own money, I could just buy whatever I wanted and not have to embarrass myself every time I needed to rent a video game or buy a piece of candy or something. Anyway, I've always known that I'll eventually be rich and famous, but I'm starting to get a little concerned that it hasn't happened yet. I figured I'd at least have my own reality TV show by now. Last night, I was watching A Nanny Lives with a Family for a week and then tells them all the way they're screwing up. Well, I don't know if the woman had to go to some special nanny school or something, but that's the kind of job I was born to do. I just need to figure out how to get myself in line for that job when the nanny retires. Your house is a wreck. Your kids have no manners and, hey, Mr. Johnson, you're not going out with that shirt, are you? A few years ago, I started collecting my personal mementos, like book reports and old toys and stuff like that, because when my museum opens, I want to make sure it's packed with interesting things of my life. Can we get a discount for our 3-month-old? Sorry, no exceptions. But I don't keep anything like lollipop sticks that I have my saliva on them because, believe me, I don't need to be cloned. When I'm famous, I'm going to have to make some life changes. I'll probably have to fly in a private jet because if I fly on regular planes, I'll get really annoyed when people in the back try to mooch off my first-class bathroom. Another thing famous people have to deal with is that their younger siblings end up getting famous just because they're related. My closest brush with fame so far was when Mom signed me up for a modeling job a few years ago. I think her idea was to get pictures of me in clothes catalogs or something like that. But the only thing they used my picture for was this stupid medical book, and I've been trying to live it down ever since. Your child and constipation. Tuesday. I spent the afternoon playing video games and catching up on the Sunday comics. I turned to the back page and there was an ad where Little Cutie usually is. Want to be on funny pages? We're looking for a talented cartoonist to write and draw a one-panel comic to replace Little Cutie. Can you tickle our funny bone? Man, I've been waiting forever for an opportunity like this. I had a comic in my school paper once, but this is a chance to hit the big time. The ad said they weren't accepting any animal comic strips, and I think I know why. There's this comic about a dog called Precious Poochie, and it's been running for about 50 years. The guy who wrote it died a long time ago, but they're still recycling his old comics. I don't know if they're funny or not because, to be honest with you, most of them don't even make sense to a person my age. Anyway, the newspaper has tried to get rid of that comic a bunch of times, but whenever they try to cancel it, all the Precious Poochie fans come out of the woodwork and make a big stink. I guess people think of this cartoon dog as their own pet or something. The last time they tried to cancel Precious Poochie, 4 busloads of senior citizens from Leisure Towers showed up at the newspaper offices downtown and didn't leave until they got their way. Saturday. Mom was acting extra cheery this morning, and I could tell she had something up her sleeve. At 10 o'clock, she said we all needed to get in the station wagon. And when I asked her where we were going, she said it was a surprise. I noticed Mom had packed sunscreen and bathing suits and stuff in the back of the station wagon, so I thought we must be headed for the beach. But when I asked her if I was right, Mom said the place we were going was better than the beach. Wherever we were going, it was taking a long time to get there. And it wasn't that fun being stuck in the back seat with Roderick and Manny. Manny was sitting in between me and Roderick on the hump. At one point, Roderick decided to tell Manny the hump was the worst seat in the car because it was the smallest and least comfortable. Well, that totally sent Manny off. Eventually, Mom and Dad got sick of Manny's crying. Mom said I had to take a turn on the hump because I'm the second youngest, and it was only fair. So every time I ran over a pothole, my head hit the roof of the car. At about 2 o'clock, I was getting really hungry, so I asked if we could stop for some fast food. Dad wouldn't pull over because he said the people at fast food restaurants are idiots. Well, I know why he thinks that. Every time Dad goes to the fried chicken place over near our house, he tries to place his order through the trash can. I'd like 2 value meals and a bottle of hello. I saw a sign for a pizza place, and I begged Mom and Dad to let us eat there. But I guess Mom was trying to save money because she came prepared. I packed healthy snacks. A half hour later, we pulled into a big parking lot, and I knew exactly where we were. Slip Slide Water Park. We were at the Slip Slide Water Park, where we used to go as kids. And I mean little kids. It's really a place meant for people Manny's age. Mom must have heard me and Roderick groan in the back seat. She said we were going to have a great day as a family and it would be the highlight of our summer vacation. I have bad memories of the Slip Slide Water Park. One time, Grandpa took me there, and he left me in the water slide area for practically the whole day. He said he was going to go read his book, and he'd meet me there in 3 hours. But I didn't actually go on any slides because the sign at the entrance, under 48 inches, must be accompanied by an adult. I thought you had to be 48 years old to ride, but it turns out the 2 little lines next to the number meant inches. So I basically wasted my day waiting for Grandpa to come back and get me. And then we had to leave. Roderick has bad memories of the Slip Slide Water Park, too. Last year, his band got booked to do a show on the music stage they have near the wave pool. Roderick's band asked the park people to set them up with a smoke machine so they could have some special effects for their show. But somebody screwed up and they set Roderick's band up with a bubble machine instead. I found out the reason Mom took us to the water park today. It was half price for families. Unfortunately, it looked like just about every family in the state was there too. When we got through the gates, Mom rented a stroller for Manny. I convinced her to spend a little more money and rent a double stroller because I knew it was going to be a long day and I wanted to conserve my energy. Mom parked the stroller near the wave pool, which was so crowded you could barely even see the water. After we put on our sunscreen and found a place to sit, I felt a few raindrops. And then I heard thunder. Then an announcement came over the loudspeaker. Due to lightning, the Slip Slide Water Park is now closed. Thank you for coming and have a nice day. Everyone hit the exits and got in their cars, but with all the people trying to leave at the exact same time, it was a total traffic jam. Manny tried to entertain everyone by telling jokes. At first, Mom and Dad were encouraging him. Knock, knock. Who's there? Your underwear. Good one, Manny. But after a while, Manny's jokes didn't even make sense. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5 named Clive. We were low on gas, so we had to turn off the air conditioner and wait for the parking lot to clear up. Mom said she had a headache, and she went to the back to lie down. An hour later, traffic finally thinned out, and we got onto the highway. We stopped for gas, and about 45 minutes later, we were home. Dad told me to wake Mom up, but when I looked in the back of the station wagon, Mom wasn't there. For a few minutes, nobody knew where she went. Then we realized the only place she could be was at the gas station. She must have gotten out to use the bathroom when we stopped, and nobody noticed. Uh-oh. Sure enough, that's where she was. We were glad to see her, but I don't think she was too happy to see us. Mom didn't really say anything on the ride back. Something tells me she'd had her fill of family togetherness for a while, and that's good, because I have too. And boys and girls, we're going to stop there for today, continuing next Saturday. That'll be video 5 in the series. So I hope you all have a great week. I hope you enjoyed today's story and moving forward with the adventures of Greg and his Diary of a Wimpy Kid, Dog Days. See you next time. Bye-bye.